Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. Cross the line in 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, our Impact Wrestling fam? For the time being, we could still say that. My name is Geoff. Thank you for tuning in to the TNAIW podcast, episode 147. We're back at it. We're live. Hopefully the chat lights up, but regardless, Lucha, I'm going to introduce you, but boy, do we have some shit to talk about. And we promised them tears. There probably will be tears. Maybe from
there will be tears.
Maybe from the people watching this. Why are you so adamant? But either way, he is the Elix skipper to my David Young. We are the diamonds in the rough of the Impact Wrestling podcast world. It's my boy Lucha. What's going on, buddy?
So that means I got to be the one doing the cage walk?
Yeah, man.
You've got to be kidding me.
It's fitting. It's fitting. I had so many, man. I went from D-Ray 3000 to Shark Boy to all these different ones we could have used, but that's what I went with. I hope you enjoyed it. And what we hope you all enjoy from us, besides the nonsense we're going to put out here tonight, is LOL TNA. We're on season 3. This is the reboot. I think we're doing some topics we've already done, but who gives a shit? It's a good time. Once again, if the green medicine's not your thing, it's still fun. It's us and Johnny. We've done the 5 best things of the Hogan era, the 5 worst things, and next week, or this Tuesday, holy shit, 420. Do you want to lay on them what our next episode is?
With Bound for Glory being, just last night, we figured we stay in a little bit of Bound for Glory season and talk about our high five for Bound for Glory, the Bong for Glory.
The Bong for Glory. What puns, man. Out of the third eye, the great brain that is Lucha. The Bong for Glory. Looking forward to that. And then the following week, so we'll be doing our top 5 or high 5 moments of Bound for Glory. We'll hit a lot of them here, but Johnny will be in it. We'll have a, more less analytical approach to it. It'll be a good time. And then the following week is the Ballad of Lloyd Boner. We're bringing back the name game. We're going to do 5 superstars that aren't in Impact, TNA, that if we're given the old TNA names, we can laugh at ourselves. That's what this is about. We'll talk about all that later. But that'll be a good time on Halloween. Check it out. Regardless, we have tons of shows on this channel. Great people working. Io, who just joined the chat. What's up, Io? Killing it on Twitter. Thank you, Io, for all the work you do. Buddy, Critical Sting in there. What are y'all going to talk about? It's not like anything major happened, right?
And nothing happened last night at all.
Well, don't tease Lucha. It's like a carrot that he's been trying to gnaw at since we've got on Skype call here. But we'll talk about it.
Since last night, like, if I had it my way, we would have went live last night and just fucking went live.
I didn't fall asleep till 3:30 in the morning. I was on such a high. Man, we'll get to it. We said we'll save it. We're going to keep each other in line. What's up, Millard? What's Parkside 7 in here? What's up, Jeff and Lucha? Great pay-per-view. Great to have TNA back. We agree. We'll talk. We won't spoil it, but you guys know our feelings. We'll get to all that. We're going to get to Bound for Glory first. We'll give it our grades. Then we'll jump into TNA, the whole TNA wrestling thing, break down the video, and go from there. Lucha, without giving your rating or anything else, what's up, Johnny? TNA in the chat.
Johnny Mac.
Hey. Overall feelings of the show. What overall feelings?
Really positive, really good. Going into it, I already, you're not supposed to set yourself up for failure and excite yourself too much. And there were a couple things that I was really excited about that I just knew was going to happen that weren't going to happen at all. So I was a little bummed, but that lasted 10 seconds.
Yeah, we'll talk about some. I know we conversed the old I was gonna say Twitter machine, but it wasn't. It was text. But anyways, we've talked about it during the show. But there are things that some maybe I don't say misses, but some things we'll talk about. But I think overall we're on the same page as far as the show in general. So it'll be a fun ride to go over it. Do you want to jump right into? Oh, you know what? Let me plug that first. Well, I didn't do that. Go Power Rankings with Lucha, Dr. Labert. Tuesdays, and as we said before, LOL TNA as well comes on right before that. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's start with the Hall of Fame because that's what Hey man, We promised tears. We're going to start with the Hall of Fame, and we're getting two here. I went back and watched this again. I don't know about you, not only for how the greatness of it, but I was also watching the time. I was hoping everyone got to say enough stuff and do it, and I thought it was nicely done. We're not getting a match here. That's one of those things that I thought you were alluding to with the negatives, which we'll talk about right after this. So let's stay in the positive. But Traci Brooks going in first. And we'll bunch them together a little bit. And Mike and Don second. Mike Tenay obviously accepting on behalf of both his family there. Everyone wearing the DW pins. And on top of it, before I get your reaction, one of the coolest moments for me, Mike Tenay handing it off, kicking it off, passing the torch, if you will, to Tom and Matt, man. We're going to talk about so much stuff. I'm sure Tom and Matt's storytelling will come into play, but what a cool moment that I want to acknowledge, because we've talked about this. In the lineage, they are there for us. And Mike and Don are such a high standard, but to see that moment was, deadass got goosebumps talking about it now. But overall, the Hall of Fame ceremony and how you felt watching it.
I missed the Traci induction. I was out getting medication.
Green medicine, damn it. That was bad.
Yeah, I had to. No, you just stick the iron sheet. But no, so I missed Traci's. I got home just in time. I was like, they were halfway through the video package from Mike and Don.
Oh, okay.
So I got through like half of the video package and got this hit. As soon as Mike Tenay started talking, I'm like, yo, this dude still sounds like money. Ugh, his voice. I need Mike Tenay audiobooks. Crisp.
Just voice, man. He was built for this. Dude. And I'm right there with you, man. Just hearing him say it, and I guess that's part of it as well. Him kicking it off to them, saying the words "bound for glory," hearing Mike's voice say "bound for glory."
Let me get Mike Tenay doing the audio book for Cavaccini's book.
All right, yeah. Did he do that? I'll have to ask him if Tenay did it. Critical Sting saying Tenay ending his speech with the handoff hit different, man. The professor can do no wrong. Yeah, it's been so long since we've seen him on TV, and it was just one of those things, especially kicking off the night after a great induction with the original Knockout Traci. It just felt momentum. It felt like, okay, this night's going to be different. We've had some things. Raven, obviously, last Bound for Glory, I got to see that. So it always hits a little different, having the Hall of Fame speeches first. But this just felt like, I don't know, man, especially for two TNA guys like us, like it just felt, even though we didn't know what was to come, it set it off right. It set it off right, man. Now let's get into the show. Well, let's actually talk about something that didn't make the show. MK Ultra. Do we spoil? We're trying to be spoiler free. I don't know if that because it's a digital match or not, but they're defending against Deanna and Tasha. Let's just stick to what happened here. Not on the pre-show. I think it was the right call. You got to give Traci and Mike their time. Give them the respect. But
yeah.
I want your side.
I'm with you, because I calmed down. Initial reactions, I was pissed because I was like, "Yo, I wanted to see this match tonight."
Yeah,
but it's like, you had to make room for something. I was thinking that it was the whole thing at the end is what I was thinking they were making room for.
No, they had room.
Like
but they had room to play. I was literally thinking about texting you, and I was like, I'm not going to rub it in. And luckily, the video package started. So, but we had some time. I was like, damn, we could have fit this match in, and Lucha wouldn't have. But,
yeah. But I looked at it from the simple fact of they're looking at the whole card. If something had to get moved, you ain't gonna move any other match on that card.
Look, you can't, and we're not saying anything against the talent, the four of them, because if you watch this or you could see, hear it now.
We love all four of them,
plenty. But if you have to make a decision, that was the one, especially with, and I kept saying it, and I don't mean it to be a slap because they deserve to be on Bound for Glory, but it felt like let's put them together, get them on the card, match of the night.
For sure.
And you know, and I gave credit to Mike and Matt and Tom for telling, you know, the storytelling and putting over the past couple weeks of, oh, they do have history. They are viable, you know, challengers. So it was still like we were excited to see it, but I understood maybe a little more so than you did at first.
At first, yeah,
I know, at first, your first reaction, but rightfully so. Hey, we're getting MK Ultra, Deanna, and Tasha pulled away from us, but we understand in hindsight. One thing I want to hit on here in a second with this, but I want to give everyone that's that's jumping in the chat, lighting it up. Thank you guys here at twitch.tv/TNAIW channel. Johnny saying, I was locked in for Tenay's speech. Such a pro, maximize his minutes. Yes. In a world where we've watched 20, 30-minute just speeches from people back in the day, this was a man picking and choosing it and making most of the moment. So I dug that. RK Shuttlesworth, still what an awesome name, back in the group here. What's going on, buddy? And I'm told it was to make for the Hall of Fame. Okay, that's what I was saying. Rightfully so then. But my question here, Lucha, is... we see her in the pressers for the TNA. Her head's kind of digitally plopped in there behind some people. But she's getting kicked off the main card, getting a digital match. Is the writing on the wall for Deanna? I hate to say it.
I don't want to say it is, because we've seen so many instances where, like, people will go through, like, similar paths, like moves. We thought Jordan eating dubs was... you know, the goodbye tour. So I don't want to go too doom and gloom.
Okay. I mean,
I feel like we gotta swing his chance here.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, we can debate that all day. She's a star. Go make your money where you can. If it's in the E, which is her childhood dream, awesome. There's different crew there. Maybe they look at potential and talent over bullshit. So she will succeed being herself. The other flip side is if, as long as it's there for me, I don't mind. If she's going to be on ROH just to collect a paycheck, she's a wonderful artist. She needs to be painting on a canvas on the regular. She doesn't need to be on some hidden in some fucking pay subscription thing. So if it's the E, I'm cool with it. But I'll support whatever she does. But this just feels, I mean, they just made the match as well for Turning Point. It's Deanna versus Trinity. I mean, it just feels like she's eating those dubs or those L's. But we'll see. There's a lot for her to stay. There's a lot of reasons. Marketing, you know, this thing being one to be part of it. She, you know, helped lay the foundation for the rebirth of this. But we'll see. Regardless, wanted to make a mention of that. Getting into the actual crowd, man. We're in Chicago, which I enjoy for the most part. There's some people that are... I won't get into it. But I saw Tugboat in the crowd. That was cool. He was on the second set of bleachers. But how happy were you? Maybe you weren't. When you tuned in and saw, not only we have that gray ring with the stamped logo all over it, which I really dug, old school TNA kind of stuff, but the banners and the things over the guardrails, little big things, man. And this really set the tone for something different, a different presentation. It looked like an Impact Zone. And in January, I feel like that's just going to get better and better and better. But it felt like we had an identity last night. And we're really going to cap that off, obviously, and drive that home later. But your thoughts on the ring and how everything looked and the overall presentation of last night's Bound for Glory?
It really didn't look like the same spot they ran the last time they were in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything was just completely different, which made me fuck with it a lot. Especially the thing us nerds love was the hard cam on the crowd.
Yeah.
Putting all of that, and then that was kind of like this whole show in general was just like an anthem, we're here statement, because you wouldn't have thought about it until you saw it all in front of you at the same time, just how much shit they have.
Mm-hmm.
And all those banners just, you know, this just like, yeah, we got this. Yeah, we got this. Yeah, we got this. Like, you know, we cooking a little bit down here in Anthem.
Man, you know, my biggest compliment I could give is a very simple one. It's action figures and video games. And this looked like a venue in a video game. It looked like, hey, it's the Impact Zone. I dug it, man. Of course, there's things we need to turn up, but it'll get there. RK Shells were saying, I mean, Impact TNA, whatchamacallit. Don't be that guy. Wrestlers don't necessarily look at wins and losses, but so like we do, so who knows? Yeah, we're not saying that she's going to leave because she's picking up L's. We're saying that she's picking up L's because she's leaving. So
yeah, it's a pattern. It's a thing that happens.
There you go. But we're starting off hot right here with the X Division title. Well, we're starting off with X Factors, which you know we love. Mm-hmm. But Sabin is defeating Kenta here with the Cradle Shock in a banger of a match. I don't know if I mentioned this on Reaction or not, but Kenta matches lately to me, at least the ones I've seen, can kind of just go with the flowish. This one looked like it had fire, man. He looked like he was there for the moment. And Sabin, damn, 20 plus years later, and just killing it.
That's what I was about to say. Like, have fun chilling through a Chris Sabin match. You're not going to be able to do that.
Right.
Because Sabin's too...
He'll get the best out of you no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if he has to drag it out of you.
He's got to kick it out of you. I love the spot, though, when Kenta was teasing the GTS. And he almost hit.
Oh, yes.
That was beautiful to me. I loved it.
RK Shuttles were saying I was joking because it's not TNA. Oh, I got you, buddy. Sorry. Critical Sting saying I was hesitant when they first announced Cicero because the MLW venue when they ran it, but it looks like totally different. Yeah, man. Last night looked really good. Really good. Let's keep moving on. I did love that moment, and we'll talk about that more because obviously he did not show up. So there's more on that, but it was a cool to see Kenta still rocking that hate. Next up is a Monsters Ball, and this one's all over the place and ends up in a more confusing place than where we started with this. PCO picks up the win. So a lot of layers to that we got to unpack here. Did PCO resign? We have Bully coming in and having that, say I'm soft to my face moment, push him off, which I thought was an oh shit moment.
Yeah.
The thumbtacks, even though we said it like, the cylinder blocks.
Cinder blocks?
Cinder blocks, cylinder blocks. Is this TNA? What the hell's going on? But the tacks in the back of the head, there were a lot of cool moments. You had Moose coming out looking like the president of the Avril Lavigne fan club. You had people, all different stories going on, but PCO winning kind of being the, PCO won was the biggest thing for me. Your thoughts on all of it? And another Monsters Ball like that. Just, I gotta say this: the timing and the booking of this show, and we'll hit on that continuously. I feel like the pacing, beautifully done. We just had a banger with Kenta and Sabin. It's a great way to start it off. Very TNA. Then you have Monsters Ball. You get the oh shit craziness out of the way, and you're gonna get picked right back up with ABC and Rascals, and then just. Loved how it was laid out. But your thoughts on the Monsters Ball and PCO staying?
I mean, he's still here, so it's like whatever. I mean, PCO getting the win and Monsters Ball. That's like, while he's still here, he's still TNA Abyss, Impact Abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna get confusing.
Hey, RK Shuttlesworth, he tried telling us, but
he did, and we're sorry. It was our fault.
I guess we're just used to the hate.
Right. But no, I knew Moose was eating the pin the moment I saw this motherfucker walk out in pajama pants.
Yeah, dude. I was like, he's a skater boy. What is the hell is he? This is straight up 2000s. Man. It popped me.
I do love how in the 24 hours leading in when they were locked away, it just seemed like Steve Macklin took a nap.
He's used to it, man. He's like,
right, he was chilling.
He said, "This shit's cake. I've been through war, man. This is cake."
Right, like, it's quiet in here. Like my man just slept and just laid there and just manifested violence.
That's hey, yeah, and it played off that way. I'm a sucker for a Monsters Ball. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea.
It's fun plunder.
Yeah. But PCO. So you said PCO's here. I know we kind of mentioned it before that we like PCO, but it's once you see someone go through 3 tables, get up, no sell, it's, it's redundant sometimes, repetitive, right? And you don't want to get stale.
A layer. You need layers.
Peel layers. And I'm not talking Joseph Parks or, Beautiful and Groceries, that kind of thing. But there is something. I mean, Josh and EY, we talk about this too, so why not beat this drum again? Because, hey, we kept beating TNA for the past year and a half, and did wonders.
It's a bloody fight.
But PCO, Team Canada, EY and Josh maybe doing that? Are we going full into the nostalgia? I don't know. Is that a good thing? We'll talk about that.
I'm just saying,
but would you be interested in that? A character change slightly?
I mean, one way or another, whether it's the Canadians is able to rein him in and speak Canadian Frankenstein, or whether he, becomes unalive, not Frankenstein anymore, and just be,
reanimated. Just
sure.
Never dead.
Yeah, there you go. The opposite of where he's at now. Well, pulls a 180. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. It could work either way, depending on how they play it. I'm here for whatever. I'm personally not a fan of PCO, but it's not like I don't like PCO.
Right.
And it even still, me not being a fan, I have enjoyed quite a bit of PCO things. Yeah. So I understand the play. So
for me, it's all fitting. If you're gonna world title scene, no, of course not. But if he's the monster and he continues doing that, they're smart with it, I'm cool with that. Someone controls him eventually. You could do a lot of things with it, add layers. But a monster PCO in a face Team Canada would be really funny, and I'd like to see what they could do that. But who knows? We'll see where it goes. Either way, we'll keep our ears and eyes open to see if he's sticking around. But he's picking up a win over, 3 guys who've won the world title, so it's not a bad place to leave off on or hang your hat on, so we'll see. What's up? Oh, I just said.
No, I just said, yeah.
RK Shuttlesworth, what a great thing if you guys could read there about TNA and the history. We'll talk about that. I can't wait. I know you're, in the words of Hogan, foaming at the crotch over it. But next up, G is backstage with Mickie James, and they're talking nonsense. They're talking about what's going to happen later in the world title matchup, being friends. They kept beefing up the friends thing. I thought we were going to get a heel turn in one of the world title matches, but I'm perfectly fine with the outcome of each. Next up is taglines, because we're going to go into the Rascals defending their ABC titles. Well, they are the ABC titles. Once again, they're going to defend their titles against ABC, and they are going to come away with a loss, man. ABC picking up the titles again.
Surprised the fuck out of me.
Surprised the fuck out of me, too. I was talking, I had my cousin over, and we're watching, and good match. I remember you wrote me, well, this is awesome. Did you think this is awesome? Did you have that by the end of the match? I know you were...
Well, I was loving the match, but that was more so a little shot at the "This is awesome" chant that we just love so much.
Mm-hmm. That it gets, yeah. They worked for it though. I think it was a great match.
Oh, damn good match.
Yeah.
It was legitimately awesome.
Yeah, and I think that ending just popped it right over for me, because I was like, oh shit! Like we had no clue. I don't know. I went in there with Rascals are taking it. They're gonna go into. Go to UK tour, yada yada. But now this adds a little bit of a twist with Myron Reed coming in. So where do
Kenta's still there?
Right. So we'll see what happens. But ABC walk away victorious. They are the tag team champions and can be maybe by Hard to Kill the inaugural reanimated TNA tag team champions. We'll see.
The TNA Trios Championship
also. But yeah, great match, great ending. But we're going to move on because we're going to try to keep this clean and let you guys, especially first-time listeners, thank you, or watchers, thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe and watch along the nonsense and join us weekly for some...
And crossing the line.
And there we go. But we're going to continue on, and we're not going to get a breather here. Once again, paced out beautifully. Next is going to be the Call Your Shot after this. So once again, perfectly paced. But Will Ospreay is here. He has returned, and he is defeating Mike Bailey. No harm, no foul on that. Lucha,
there's nothing to say. There's legitimately nothing to say. Like, that match was that damn good. Oh my God.
It spoke for itself.
Yeah.
But you know me, Lucha, so I'm going to try to put words on. I want to say this. As someone who hasn't watched Ospreay, but only so much recently, Johnny's saying so good. You know, I haven't watched his work enough. So I won't make opinions on him until I can see with my two eyes on a regular basis what this guy can do. So this is my first match watching bell to bell, intrigued in the other character, the other wrestler he's wrestling, so knowing some stuff and it being in my home. Okay. And for all you hear about him is, oh, he doesn't sell, oh, he doesn't do this, there's no pacing, it's just boom, 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 video game. With me going with that mindset in, I don't feel like that's what I watched. There was things, yes, are they kicking each other? Boom, 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 yes. But then is he on the mat for 30 seconds selling it as if he's just gassed out of his mind? Yes, man. I don't know. I just think I can't see the flaws in what people see in Will Ospreay. And I don't see a damn flaw in the match we just watched.
I'm just saying, as far as him selling, like when Speedball kicked him when he was like on the top rope or whatever, and my man fell right before he hit the ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
He looked like he got shot. He was like, oh. And it just fell out. I'm like, and then even to the whole video game thing, like, even if that was true, if you were playing a match that Will Ospreay does, wouldn't you be having a lot of fucking fun doing so?
Yeah, I think, and for me, though, I understand that side because as Mike Tenay, a wrestling purist, I feel like that, at my heart of hearts, I like the more traditional. But what made the X Division great was it was traditional and then an X Division match. So you're like, oh, shit. So in today's world where you're seeing a lot of no selling, could this be swept into that same category? I get what people are saying. At the same time, I thought there was storytelling in that match. Once again, who are we? But I don't know. I don't even have to speak on it. But I feel like the need, because I feel like Will Ospreay gets a lot, and I heard those things, and then going in with that expectation is not what I saw. I thought the match was phenomenal.
When it's all said and done, though, by the time he's either gone or if he decides to stick around because he said some things.
That's my next question for you.
You'll know what you need to know by the end, because look at who he's going to be fighting while he's here.
Yeah.
So we going to figure you'll know some stuff.
Yeah, and his contract, for those that want to know what we're talking about, in February his contract runs up with New Japan. He's in talks with everyone, even mentioned Impact could be his home, and then he puts out the tweet of TNA, the Total Nonstop Assassin. So, it's cooking. We'll see what happens, but what a amazing match. I heard that he's going to get a 1032 tattoo under the for the sold out Cicero.
It's gonna come out to be 1025.
Motherfucker. Anyways, again these assholes. I hope he sticks around, man, especially since last time that I really remember when AJ might have came back, ended up going to WWE and hitting the Royal Rumble. The rest is history. But AJ was telling people that we should have on the UK tour, and it was Big Damo, it was Ospreay. And then you find out that Ospreay had no intention of sticking around and just wanted to wrestle at Wembley.
He just wanted to run. Yeah.
So I'm happy for full circle him to be here, and if he signs, that what a moment. And those are the people you want to sign. Does he have world acknowledgement? Yes, and still in wrestling, not overall. But what does he give you for that money? And bangers that people widely accept, for the most part, as top notch in the game is a signing point. But let's do that, man. We used to do this a lot, and generally we're wrong. But what odds of him sticking around past the fallout, or we'll say February? Past the UK
tour.
There you go.
I mean, honestly, about as even as it possibly could be between the four. Here, Japan, AEW, WWE.
Yeah.
At this point, I would say they're about even because I mean, he hasn't necessarily he's been given the chance to do shit with AEW. He's done shit with here, whatever we're called. He still does New Japan things, and he's not gonna go and do WWE things because that's not how they operate.
Right.
But you don't need to do that to figure out whether or not you want to go work there.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
I'm saying this about even at the moment. Honestly, shit can go either way.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I think that the EU can't count them out now with new people in charge. You just can't, because once again, are they valuing talent over bullshit? Most likely. But once again, even for them, it's a business. So who do they get their most out of? And they're gonna get whatever they want out of Ospreay because the dude's worth the investment. But I see a lot of people saying the match was amazing. Ospreay was pretty pumped after the match was over, it looked like. We'll see where his mind is at. I agree with you, RK Shellsworth. Ospreay's girlfriend has a match on the UK tour against Giselle. Maybe we get both of them. Okay. A lot of good stuff in here, man. I do want to mention this because I saw it about Gia, and we mentioned Gia, but do we think we're going to get Mean Gia as a manager or valet because of, I can't see the girl's name, is it Sam? Doing interviews today and worked last night. I noticed that, and I was wondering that because we talked about it. Is she the next Bullet Babe or something of that nature? That Gia mentioned she liked doing the valet side of things. So could she be the Bullet Babe to Ace and Bay? I don't know. That'd be something cool. But as long as she's on our screen, I'm happy.
Maybe that lines up with ABC getting the straps back because, I mean, why would you put her with motherfuckers who ain't got belts?
Right. Full presentation. I think that
especially
works.
If they're going to be a face. Like, if her leaving to join them, without belts and helping them win belts would have made sense if they were the heels, but they're not.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, so that's something to keep an eye on. Great point. I think it was Millard who said that. But next we go to the Call Your Shot. I'm going to go in the order of entry and just stop me when you want to say something about someone. But Jordan is going to take this. We'll start with that, which I'm very happy with. One, we get a knockout now that's on there as well. The lineage of that not title, the cup is intact and well. She makes history.
The cup was big, almost as big as her.
It was. Did you see the dent in it too? I can't remember where that's from. Someone must have been carrying around. Was it or Bully Ray had it last, right?
Yeah, Bully had it last. It wasn't that goddamn big though, was it?
I thought it was little.
It wasn't that big. Exactly.
So how did this get dented? Did they get it on wholesale?
I don't know. That bitch is huge though.
Yeah. All right, we'll figure out.
And then with Jordan, that's another first for her.
Yeah. Yep. Another first for her, man. Another good reason for her to come back. I really like, and we'll jump to the Moose one as well really quick. Both of them announcing that they're going to cash in at Hard to Kill. So we can go to these world title matches with a clean slate, not wondering if someone's going to come in. Now, of course, Moose is not a man of his word. So could he have just still done it? Yes, sure. But it was cool to say, okay, we have Hard to Kill set up. Let's just enjoy these world title matches. So I like that for afterwards. There's a lot of poetic things in here, but Jordan winning was definitely one of them. But first off was Jake. Jake Something Lasting doing pretty well. Eddie Edwards. Kenny King getting in and out, man. I know you were mad. I mean, I'm mad because I love Kenny. But he's the first out thanks to the fourth entry, which was Juventud Guerrera.
Fucking Hoovy.
The juice.
Got Hoovy driver taunt.
We didn't get it. Hopefully get it at the Fallout. But yeah, Hoovy making his presence felt. Swinger coming out. And then we're getting the Steve and Dreamer thing.
Pop for Swinger, by the way.
Yes, great. Yep, Swinger got a pop. Steve and Dreamer are going to kind of weave in and out. And I guess the thing they're trying to say is that because he was an ECW guy, he attacked him because he's going after Tommy or some shit. I don't know if you caught that. They're trying to play that off on a commentary that the reason this is happening is because Steve wanted to attack Swinger, who was once an ECW as well. I don't know. Maybe that was just...
I mean, He couldn't have went to Rhino because Rhino was fucking locked in a room.
No, he was out by now. He was in catering by now.
That's fair.
Well, either way. So we get that throughout it, but Giselle's next. Jody, then Kylan, the solo Kylan.
Fucking dollar bills.
Print it. We've talked about this extensively, so this is the first time that we've, since she's put the tire iron to the coven. But really excited for Kylan, especially making it to the final four. Very fitting. Always love when she works with Bully. I think that's cool. And then number 9 is Sonny Kiss. Your thoughts on, Sonny Kiss being there? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I know Zip. No, Sonny was in AEW.
Maybe. Yeah, I know maybe 1% more than that.
Oh, okay.
But maybe. But I was a fan of Sonny and Bully's interaction.
Yeah.
Like anytime you can get Bully Ray to go back to dancing Bully.
Yeah.
And he broke it down like a motherfucker. That shit was fire.
Yeah, that was a good.
So I was cool with that whole interaction.
Hey, the moves look good. I don't really know much. What I knew prior, you go off clips or you go off Botchamania, unfortunately, is my extent of knowing AEW. So my impression originally was, I'm not really that excited. I think it was Millard who actually said, look for Sonny and Cardona to enter, and they do. So shout out to Millard for that. But it looks like Sonny's sticking around past this and for the fallout. Something interesting, she gets into it with Shaw, with Giselle, both wearing literally the same color and matching fabric. So I don't know if it's a rivalry, but is there another team, even though I don't know. I thought that was something to keep your eye out. It's literally the same. What does it matter? Maybe I'm just nitpicking, but keep your eye on it. Bully was next. Cardona coming out as the indie god.
Hop.
Yep. Jordan, EY, Hendry making a quick appearance. Myers, Heath, Kaz, Swan, Gresham, and Dango getting quickly out. Anything else you want to mention on this besides I love Call Your Shots? I thought it was perfect to have it right after that Ospreay Bailey match. Not too many surprises that we would be, run to Twitter about. I guess this is the way, or X.
There was history made that absolutely no one is acknowledging, and I will be the first to acknowledge it. This was the biggest Call Your Shot gauntlet ever. It had the most participants. You had the initial 20, and you had security who was there a lot throughout the match. Think about it. Security came, and they had to get Steve out of there.
Okay.
And you see security again, they had to come and get fucking Vladimir Kozlov the fuck up out of there.
Right.
There's security got put on. As far as I'm
that's where you're going with
security is a stable in TNA now. As long as they're in Chicago, security is a stable.
Yeah, they are in there.
They did work during Call Your Shot.
That's funny.
Fuck Retribution. We got security.
That's a good point. I had no clue where you're going with that. I'm going to be real. I was waiting for you to connect the dots, and I'm like, all right, that's good shit. Yeah, man, security
put in work.
Security getting work, man. Next up is the Knockouts World Title, and it's Trinity, who Tommy Dreamer put over as the biggest signing in Impact / TNA history. Initial reaction on that?
Wait, what?
Tommy Dreamer said Trinity is the biggest signing in all of TNA history.
I mean, my dad and my uncle.
Oh, Angle. Yes. Yeah, look, I get the point. I get the rub. I get what she's bringing to the table. I'm not down.
It's not necessarily an incorrect statement.
There we go. That's the way to word it. But
it's not. Yeah. It's not incorrect.
But is it correct? That could be debated. Right?
To me, no, it's not.
Regardless, Trinity's gonna make Mickey tap for the world title. She's keeping it, and she's going on to Hard to Kill at this point to face Jordan Grace. Your thoughts on the match? Where Mickey goes from here? Overall thoughts?
No flipping clue where Mickey goes from here, which is why this is interesting. I'm here for whatever, as long as it involves me still seeing Mickey James. Um, as far as the match itself, it was a very slow-paced match for knockout standards. Like last year, Jordan and Masha was the title match, and they were cooking start to finish. This was kind of a slower-paced match, which is crazy considering you got two athletic women.
Yeah, Mickey's just making her way back, from injury, so I don't know if that has to play with it. Trinity, as much as I love her and what she adds, yes, a lot of people saying in there Kurt Angle's the only choice, but Trinity created a lot more buzz in recent days anyways, and impact. Yeah, no, I agree, and I'm not taking anything away from, Johnny saying, don't ever say Mickey's from Roanoke. Mickey's first loss since July 2022. Yeah, so she's working her way back from injury, and she's also going to have to ring general this. I love Trinity and everything she brings, but ring general, I don't think that's her strong suit. So maybe there's a bunch of factors. And she looked, I don't know if she looked gas at the end, but Mickey told her to crank on it, and she did, and she tapped out. But I thought it was a great moment at the end. It was a slower paced one, but I thought it was a good match. It felt big.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And then we're going to bookend that. Well, first Moose, and then we're going to bookend that with the world title, Shelley defeating Josh Alexander. I thought this would be the start of something here, a big ending storyline, but we're going to get that big ending in just a second. But Shelley defeats Josh with two, right? Hits two of his finishers?
I believe so.
Okay. And, puts it 1, 2, 3, clean.
Treehouse.
Yeah, clean victory for Shelley, but sign of respect at the end with the belt putting on him. And I guess that's also why Eddie and Kaz had respect after that at the last promo, because everyone's going to be at the Lake of Reincarnation in just a second.
Yeah, right?
It's the Lake of Reincarnation. And that,
yeah.
They're just, yeah, right? So we'll talk about that. I want to get our grade for this, talk overall about the world title match, because both of those are nothing to blow past, and we are for time and whatever reasons, both great matches. But I want to know.
I honestly put Shelley and Josh up against Speedball and Ospreay as far as like singles match of the night.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I still put Ospreay in them just above it, but for two guys who are building this without, I don't want to say out hype because that means that the matchup didn't have hype, but I mean outside hype, as in, Ospreay's
continuous week to week TV shit.
Correct. I thought this delivered, and going up against a dream match. There we go. It's going up, essentially a dream match compared to a storyline. I'm coming for your world title, and it still delivered, and it's in that consideration for me at least of match of the night. So yeah, damn good stuff. But I want to get your thoughts before we hit this TNA thing. We're going to do grades, but I want to get your thoughts on the hype was there, people thinking CM Punk coming. No huge surprises besides what we're going to talk about right now. But how were you feeling right after that match? Were you just like, especially when Tom says, all right, good night, everybody. And just says, right? I was like, damn, I thought he said something about hard to kill. I was like, what the... So how you're feeling right here, and what was your grade at this point?
So I knew that he wasn't, like, from the moment that they said that he was going to be, someone said that the Chicago Blackhawks home opener was the same night.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he's not showing up.
Yeah. Hockey, wrestling. Yeah, no.
But I'm in a group chat with the homie Mike G, and just throughout the show, I just kept like fucking with him, just saying, hey, I think it was when Mickey and Deanna, not Mickey and Deanna, wow, Treehouse. Mickey and Trinity was about to start. I text them, hey, Blackhawks in the end of the second period. They're like, dude, he's not coming.
He's not coming. No.
I'm like, I know, I'm just fucking with you. But
how are you feeling? What was your grade right here? Before the TNA thing, what was your grade of the show?
It was still a fucking A+.
Yeah.
Even still.
And look, man, we've been clamoring for this. We're going to talk about it extensively and wrap up the show with it. But even without that maybe that's why that felt more important, is what I'm going to say, or even more big or larger, is because the show was already got my money's worth. I probably got that an hour and a half before the main event. So to get that on top I was already at like a high 8s, 9 here for this show.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we're about to talk to put it past that. So grade wise overall, I'm going 9.11 because I almost had a heart attack during that motherfucker. So someone call 911.
I'll do 9.25.
There we go. What did you guys think of the show overall? We're going to talk about the TNA thing, obviously, but I'm saving that because we're going to end off on. There's a lot to talk about. What I do want to catch up what you guys are saying in the chat as well. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit like and subscribe no matter what platform you're watching this from. You guys know this is one fan time, one friend at a time, so the numbers will come. We're just happy that the reception from last night is positive and great, and you guys are enjoying it, and I love it. Thank you to RK Shuttlesworth, Critical Sting, IO, Jonathan McClarty, Millard, Critical Sting, everyone in here, man. Thank you. But they're in there saying, where are we? Millard saying I was surprised.
Speedball Ospreay was the greater wrestling was great. Ah, fuck.
We're both there.
Speedball Ospreay was for the greater wrestling community. Main event was for the Impact faithful.
We need Critical Sting to sub in for us tonight. He could just say it.
I'm telling you.
Millard also, I was surprised we didn't get any heel turns, especially from Mickey and maybe Josh with the heel Team Canada. I agree with that as well. Yeah, man. Either way, it's a great time. And then we get to this. We're going to start with the initial reaction from this. Millard said, "Thank you, Geoff, for putting TNA in the universe months ago, brother. I trusted your instincts over most people. Real thanks." Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's just, look, we've talked about this extensively. I think Io's been doing clips of it for episode 145 where I mentioned my reasons why they just need to nut up and do it. Okay. But before we get to that, I want to get to your initial reaction. The video plays. There's trees. There's people getting around a lake. What the hell do you think's happening? And you're like, oh shit. I know I text you, yo, like maybe like not even a minute in. So that's when we started talking. But
so up until the box dropped, I'll go that far. Up until the box dropped, I just knew that this was just a regular old hard to kill promo video.
Okay.
This honestly, up until we saw everybody and we knew who was going to be here, I was like, there's still a chance. There's still a chance he can be in this promo package here.
Bro, same vibe. Because what I'm saying is, oh yeah, they're going to do him in the video package as CM Punk, whatever. And I'm like, wait, is that him coming out of the water? I'm like, why would they not show him in live in studio, in the arena?
Exactly.
I was just being stupid. It's so stupid.
I was still trying to get that last little bit from the bottle, you know what I'm saying?
I'm there with you, man.
But it was still cool. Impact never misses with these.
They don't, man.
Especially when you don't need to do like narration over it.
Yeah.
And just put the Steiner Math promo.
Well, let's go right into that. Let's go into the video. Oh, gotta get your shots. Let's go into the video. I thought this was, as you're saying, I thought this was dope, man. From anticipation, the anxiety, like what's going on. You had Rosemary doing paint, which was interesting.
Yeah. And here's a thing like live observations when I was going through it. Remember, they're showing everybody, and then they show ABC in the ring. Yeah. And they have the spotlight on ABC, but the light isn't showing Impact Wrestling on the apron at all. Like, it was, like, blatantly covering that up. I noticed that, and I was like...
Yeah, man.
But from the moment Frankie started talking...
You knew it was on?
That first sentence he said.
Yeah. It was like my initial reaction was, first of all, the Punk thing, and then I was like, yo, and wrote you right away. And then I was just, I don't even know where I was. I was saying shout out to the great Eric Tompkins. Man, yeah, this is one of those killer, give him all the props you can, all the flowers. Because for something, and we'll talk about it, I don't know, man. I don't even know where to start with this. I will say this, and this is the most important place to start. If any of you are still on the fence about this, which you just need to jump on, because what's the point of now hating a company based on the name? The video, the numbers don't lie. I think the video, last time I checked, has 2.5 million views, 20,000 retweets. Those aren't Impact Wrestling numbers. Those are TNA numbers, okay? It comes around every time they use nostalgia. And you guys can say, well, we don't need more nostalgia. It's not about the crutch of nostalgia. We have people like Josh. We have people like Jordan who've never stepped in a TNA ring ever. We have people we've built that have never stepped in a TNA ring whenever. We're not just rolling out, I don't want to say roll out, that's messed up, but I have them written down, Elix Skipper and David Young. We have new guys, but we have some pepper of TNA. We're not, not on the crutch of nostalgia. At the same time, in a world that needs connectivity, to be able to include some people who might have felt like it was, TNA was shit on for a very long time. So no one's out there besides maybe us who are beating that drum still. So for people to be able to lift that veil and say, hell yeah, retweet, I love Impact, I love TNA, I love TNA, I love TNA, wouldn't have done that for Impact Wrestling. And I know I don't know if I'm getting out what I want to say here, but I think the nostalgia leads to where we need to go. This is TNA, we all know it, but it's not the same old TNA. What's that?
That's what Jordan Gray said. In order for us to move forward, we got to go backwards.
Yeah, exactly. And you could check out everything we have to say, and there's reasons, but at the end of the day, the biggest reason for going to TNA is not because I'm a TNA fanboy. Yes, that's one of them for me. But if they said, hey, we're Impact Wrestling, deal with it, and they're making bank, God bless them. I'd support the hell out of them. But Impact can only get them so far. And TNA prints money. I know there's jokes, and I know there's been some shit, and yes, they were right to change it to Impact Wrestling for a bit. Let the stink come off, start peppering in some stuff, like a carrot, dingo that carrot. But I think it's time to pull off that Band-Aid, and I'm glad they did, man, because the chants are there. The merch sale is there. The YouTube and clicks and numbers are there. The retweets are there. The views are there. If you care about this company and you care about the sustainability of its business, you should be behind this. Period. But that's my soapbox. I know we're excited about this, man. It's just, I don't want to get into the whatever of it, but I think this connects a lot of people who have felt maybe out of the wrestling game that now are interested, or were Impact fans but now could be louder about it. Whatever it may be, I think it's a plus all around.
All I gotta say is, you saw how good it felt, how good it sounded, to see the whole arena just going TNA. Yeah. With everybody in the ring. Like, we weren't getting that with Impact Wrestling.
We're not. We weren't.
Because as we've been in a few crowds. Not every crowd, so we're not there, in the trenches all the time, but we've been in a few. Right. Like with the Impact Wrestling crowd, like chants, they've been kind of halfway. Like, half the people are, doing it, and then there's the other half that's just like,
this is Impact. Like, come on, guys. I said this before.
There was no continuity on it. And then I'm like, I feel like ever since the video game came out, we can't use Fight Forever anymore. We gotta let that go.
Yeah, there are some we can talk about, but one that is obviously here to stay is TNA, and Scott said as much. But look, it comes down to connectivity, man. Are we all gonna get behind random people from all different ages that have watched wrestling? Are they gonna more likely to chant TNA, or are they more likely to chant Impact Wrestling? They're more likely to get behind a TNA chant. And I think the overall, I don't know, man. I just think there's more to it. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about is why I think it came. They put out that presser and they said, oh, it's been in the works for months, and we were thinking about it, and we were going to do it as an anniversary, but we thought, oh, no. I'm going to call BS on that. I'm sorry. And here's the thing I want to run by you and see if you think about this the same way. They're saying that they thought about this, and they locked it in 2 to 3 weeks ago. I believe that. But I'm going to play a clip real quick, and it's not a great clip, but it's thanks to Johnny we have it. And it's just the middle part, and I'll fill you in between. And I've talked about this before, but this is what happened at episode 1000. Take a listen here.
We used to chant TNA! 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 TNA!
Okay. So he's telling everyone to quiet down. Before that, he says, we used to chant ECW because people were chanting ECW. People chanted ECW, got it out of the way. Then he said, we used to chant TNA, got that out of the way. He said, but now we chant Impact Wrestling. Now say it with me, and did the whole face thing. You don't do that if you want to start putting seeds of, oh, look, the fan base does love TNA. I just don't, that doesn't make sense to me. And my thinking here is that up until 2 weeks ago, CM Punk was what they thought was a lock. And then when WWE, Vince is out, all that stuff, they work it out, he's going there. I really do think that. They said, oh, shit, we need something that's going to pop these people. We've been thinking about it before. We know the numbers are there. Why the hell not? And they did it. I think that's more likely the case. Can be completely wrong. But it felt like...
This is one of those where I can't... I feel like, the decision came whenever the whole thing came out about the production upgrades.
Yeah.
Whenever that came out is when I feel like the decision was made. Because, you're not going to...
I'm with you.
Just do a bunch of new shit for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even connect this and CM Punk anyway. I feel like this would have happened regardless.
I don't think CM Punk's the kind of dude who would come to here and has the nuts to say, I work for TNA. Maybe Impact Wrestling. I just think he's very snowflakey. I don't think he could handle it.
I don't know. I'm still holding on to the slimmest of chances because we got to see how long Ace Steel's kicking it.
That's true. Ace Steel. That's something to mention there. But yeah, no. Is there a chance of CM Punk coming, and would I still welcome it? Yes. But do I see him working for TNA? No. This feels like, to me, this is a, what else do we got to lose? Pull off the Band-Aid. Let's pop some numbers. Let's sell some merch, and let's go. But if it's been in the books or in plans for a while, I just don't know why Bully would go out and do that. I don't know why it felt like they would pepper out TNA chants and all that stuff. I don't know why they would still refer to everything as Impact. I don't know, man. But who knows? God bless them. I'm glad it happened. That's all that matters. Waterfalls. I'm excited. We get belts. Look, you can mess with all the belts when you bring them back. Give them a little tweak. Give them a increase on or a little Impact flavor to them. But don't you dare mess with those TNA tag team titles. They're the most beautiful belts in all of wrestling.
The belts that I had that were on the Tron back in the day that I made on 2K, like if you give me the ultimate decision, like Daytona, you get to make one decision.
Yeah.
It's those belts that I made are.
Oh, is that damn, you even used the government for that. That's crazy.
I did, and I didn't even notice.
Speaking of that, Treehouse Tuesday, check that out, LOL TNA. Yeah, no, I'm cool with the belts. I was saying no 6 sides. Sorry, folks. I don't think anyone's going to be complaining. I think there might be some, but it's not needed. And that goes to what you were saying.
I'm still in my belief that if you're going to bring 6 sides back, it should be once a year at Destination X.
Yeah. Now, Millard and everybody's saying that they've been testing us about the thing. Yes, we all filled out the survey. We got the email, the surveys too about branding and what we liked. It's been going on for a while, but I'm talking about pulling the Band-Aid and doing it. And I don't think you do that if you know you're going to be making this decision. I just don't see that. But I am happy everyone's pretty much on board with it. I do want to say it also plays off to the no 6 sides and the belt, all this stuff is what Io said here. He said, I'm going to miss the Impact era. There's nothing to miss. That's the point, is that the Impact era is still here. Josh is still here. Jordan's here. ABC, Eddie. These people that, well, Eddie was also TNA, but these people that got their comeuppance during Don and Scott coming in till now. Those people are still here. The product, the team is still here. We're just putting a different graphic on it. Charlotte Bobcats, Charlotte Hornets. It's not, it's nothing. It's just an upgrade in presentation. But I do have to mention this because especially we clipped it and I'll put it on there. Thank you. But when we talked last, we said the way it needed to be done was Scott needed to go in that ring, throw down the microphone and say, F you guys, 8 Mile this shit. We're TNA. We hear you loud and clear. We're going to be TNA for the, whatever. And that's
fucking back.
We're fucking back. By the way, love the we're back font. It looks like headliner from number 45. Was that Eric? Kind of looks like that. I also love that the show is now TNA Impact Wrestling. TNAIW. I enjoy that. But the last thing I want to mention was Scott threw that microphone down like a boss is what I have written here. And I mean that like a boss who didn't want to pay for a new microphone. Just, I was like, don't break it. Ooh, another $60.
Land flat, land flat, land flat, land flat.
Oh, and, there we go. Lucha, our normal stupid banter and sound effects led to this because I would have forgot it. But Scott threw up the double J things after he announced the we're back. I thought that was cool as well. If you haven't caught that, go back and catch it.
I didn't.
Oh yeah, he does it and he throws it up and he smiles. What a great moment! You could tell the happiness in Scott.
We found out Scott bought in.
McClarty saying more expensive in Canadian dollars. Oh man, but what do you guys think? Look, I even if you don't like it, you can't embrace it. Please try, because it's going to be the best for business.
And just for me, just to make a final plea to anybody listening that doesn't like it, because it's gonna bring back a past negative narrative. Impact Wrestling hadn't done a good job of getting rid of that same past negative narrative that people have still been holding on. So regardless of it's called Impact Wrestling, TNA, GFW, your actual name, like people still gonna say LOL TNA. So you might as well, be LOL TNA all the way to the bank.
Or LOL TNA to the Treehouse on Tuesdays. But no, Lucha, I'm actually gonna kick it back because there's one thing I want to end off on that goes to that, but it's something you always say. Okay. We just had Ospreay versus Bayley. And there's some people that are going to tune into Impact Wrestling to see Ospreay versus Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think the reach is if you say Ospreay versus Josh in the newly deemed TNA? Do you think that gains a slightly bigger interest? And I do. And I think even if that's 5 more fans, Impact needs to take those chances. And you always said this is, we've had Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
He was here. He was our champion. And nothing got the TNA out of it. That's why we have a show, LO TNA. We don't give a shit. If you can't take yourself too seriously, and those people who are still, and I'm sorry, RK Shulsworth, because I thought you were being one of them for a second. But those people who still make those jokes are going to still make those jokes in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years. And we're not going to go back to the problems of TNA. We have the management. We have the writer, or I don't know, the booking team, whatever the hell you want to call them. We have the refs. We have the commentators. We have a stable television deal. We have the presentation and money getting put in and stable ownership. This is night and day from what we dealt with for the first, are we going to be open tomorrow of 9 years of Impact or whatever it was. We're gonna be okay.
Considering where we were this time, 2016? I think we've come a long way.
Yeah.
Because I legit thought that Bound for Glory 2016 was gonna be like it.
Nail in the coffin.
Like that was the last show.
Yeah. But that's it for this show. And TNA lives on.
Show.
And the big show. And got a lot of good stuff coming out for you guys. I hope we got it all in here. There's so much to cover, but we thank you. We appreciate you. The thumbs up ratio, you guys, as I say that, the thumbs up, I'll usually go down. But who gives a shit? One fan at a time, one friend at a time. I thank you. I love you guys. Keep hitting the algorithm for us. And let's keep growing this community. I want to get to RK Schultz, who says, are you going to change your name to Talking Nonsense About TNA? No, because TNAIW is what the TNAIW podcast, that works. But also, it's TNA Impact Wrestling, which means they are TNAIW now as well. So, hey, manifest.
Now we just got to come up with a show that's GFW acronyms, and we're in the game.
Good fucking wrestling. Yeah, all right.
That's the name of our TNA 2K series. Good fucking
There
wrestling.
you go. But check out everything on this channel, guys. We appreciate it. We thank you. But once again, if you don't like our bullshit and our nonsense that we do here, go check out other Impact/TNA podcasters. Grow this. Welcome to this community if you're a first timer. Just help us grow this, man. That's all we want. If it's us or anyone else, grow the TNA/Impact Wrestling community.
Shout out to Mike G and for fans of old school TNA that want to go through and check out, you know what I'm saying, the history, and then for people who want to catch up on some history, fucking Garrett got a podcast where they go through old TNA history, so y'all check that out too for some good laughs.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good ones. Cross the Line podcast goes back and does rewatches and stuff. There's a lot of good ones. Check them out. I'm trying to read as we go here. He's Arcade Show was saying I'm pissed off on social media about wrestling marks who LOL TNA. Yeah, you know, look, man, you can't. You can't, because at the end of the day, if that's what they get off on, what's really going on with them? I don't know. Is that
just TNA in their face?
There you go. Just TNA in their face. All right, guys. Lucha, you got anything else? Oh, we're just pandering, aren't we?
Yeah, we're just, you know what I'm saying,
just dicking around. Well, check out
crossing the line.
Check out Bong for Glory, our high five this Tuesday at 4:20. Our top 5 moments, including Johnny. Looking forward to the treehouse with you as well, buddy. And then power rankings after that. And go check out, as we said, everybody else. But most importantly, go check out Impact Wrestling / soon to be TNA Wrestling again.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Keep manifesting. Thank you for coming out. God bless and good night. Goodbye, everybody.
TNA is the best wrestling in the whole world.
Chris Rock.
TNAIW. We are nonsense.